teachers here, Uncle Kaka. Yeah, he's made most of the arrangements here, and we want Imran, our teacher from Ramallah. Nice to meet you here.
Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. Sri Sri is a guru whose touch is personal. He maintains that we are here to develop the individual who in turn develop the society as a whole. His compassion, joy, love, wisdom, and playfulness has given a whole new dimension to spirituality. In 1982, he began teaching a powerful yet simple breathing technique that eliminates stress and brings one completely to the present moment. Sri Sri Ravi Shankar is the founder of the Art of Living Foundation, a non-profit educational and humanitarian organization committed to creating peace at the level of the individual and fostering human values within the global community. The Art of Living Foundation is a non-governmental organization. Projects and educational programs are carried out by the foundation in over 140 countries. The organization works in a special consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, participating in a variety of committees and activities relating to health and conflict resolution. In a world feeding on intolerance, insecurity, doubt, and conflict, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar leads the way in extending invitations of friendship and peace. His unrelenting commitment to building bridges between estranged communities and helping people overcome traumas of conflict paves the way to mutual trust and lasting peace. Let us all welcome our special guest.
You know, our main thing is how we can develop ourselves. If there is peace within, then we can create peace outside. So our mind, we need to go deep in, create peace and discover the power of our thought. You know, how our thought can be powerful and how our action can be focused. And unitedly we can work to achieve our goals. One is our personal goal, one is our societal goal, social goal. Together, the goal of a society, country, nation. And one is a personal goal when whatever you want to achieve. These two goals need some inner strength, inner power. And that's what we are doing now, teaching the breathing technique. What I see in Iraq, after the disaster there, the war, so many thousands of people in trauma, in suffering, it's unbearable. So we thought we will have a quick teachers program and teach this knowledge of breathing and relaxation and meditation. And we did it, and I tell you, it has been very successful, very, very successful. We have today thousands of women, thousands of widows of war who have started to find a new hope in life, new light in their life. They have started doing tailoring, computer education, different type of women empowerment programs have happened there. I'm very happy about that. Though it's just a drop in the ocean, we have to do a lot. But a very good beginning and big change in people when they did the breathing and the meditation, the shift in their life. You know that you should listen to their experiences. Some of them, they say, the first time we started smiling back again in our life, laughing again, and there is a hope that we can live, you know. Today depression is the biggest problem. I heard, I read from the health information that 92% in Palestine there is depression. It is unbelievable. I could never imagine. Of course, in USA, the most forward country on the planet, there is 26% mental illness, depression. In Europe, there is 30% depression. But in Palestine, it is 92% depression. I don't know whether the statistics is correct or it may be wrong, but I see all the smiling faces here. Maybe you have all done Sudarshan Kriya, so you have more joy and smile on your face. We have to bring back the human values in our society. We are here to care for each other. We are here to embrace each other, love each other. You know, that awareness we need to bring back, and that is what International Association for Human Values, that is what is Art of Living. Bringing together people of all different religion, race, culture, nationality into one beautiful bouquet.
What about people thinking that I am a terrorist? Why do they?
That's what other people think, that you are a terrorist.
Yes.
Is that what?
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do? You don't want to be a football of others' opinions.
Correct. You don't be a football of others' opinion, no doubt. But we educate and ignore.
Educate?
Educate people. You know, people are prejudiced. There is a lot of prejudice in the minds of people. There is prejudice against Muslims, there is prejudice against Hindus. This prejudice has to go. For that, education. You know, number one. Second is, if someone thinks you are wrong, you are bad, or you are a bad guy, you are a bad woman, you are a terrorist, you educate them. Hey, come on, it's not so, what you are thinking is wrong. And we ignore them. What can you do? You can only educate them to that extent. Afterwards, you have to ignore their opinion. So, I am telling you, fight oppression. Let's all fight with oppression, but with non-violence, with the determination, with the spiritual energy and force. It will happen. You will be successful, you will find success. Because power which is bigger than you can't fight with arms. You can only fight from another angle, another dimension, that is non-violence.
When I notice all the breaches of rights for people on everyday life, sometimes I feel I'm distracted when I do the Kriya. I feel that I am very peaceful inside, innerly, but outside I'm in a field of misery and oppression to all people. Humans are causing very hardships to other humans, so I feel that I'm living in my island alone. That kind of detachment gives me, I feel that I'm more responsible, I have to take action, and that I feel that I'm taking myself away from all the misery.
When you are disturbed, what do you want all the more? To take right decision. To take right decision when in a disturbed state of mind, is it possible? No. So you have to think from a calm and collective mind. And that happens when you do your Kriya, when you do this. But it is no way leaving or dropping responsibility. In fact, you would like to take more responsibility. You would have taken for one family, now you can take for 10 families. More responsibility. Because you have the inner power, inner strength. Don't you feel that way?
To a certain extent. Sometimes I can't do it alone. I feel I need more help.
You need more help.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My question is this. I understand the philosophy of art of living, and I understand how Gandhi and Mahatma Gandhi were. But here in Palestine, we don't yet have the simple leader who can do it. Yet we truly are faced not just with the differences that are in India, with the real inequity of mobility, of confinement, and we know that confinement confines the soul. And what do you have to tell, especially everyone here,
but yet you're more with the more elite people here in Palestine here. But especially men, every time they pass a checkpoint, you know, there is a brainwashed bunch of soldiers who start with screaming, start with some kind of abuse. What do you tell the men how to cope with this so that they won't, or people, so that they won't come a victim for the oppressor? What do you have to tell them? It's for real. It's for real. It's everyday life.
I'm very much aware. I have seen this in Iraq a lot. You know. Here only I am saying you have two ways to do. One is to react immediately or thoughtfully respond. Reaction is very easy. You can immediately react. You don't even think about it. You just react. And this is what we have been doing all along. Now taking a little time and responding it creatively, respond with wisdom is what we need. For that we need a little calmness of mind, a little, some technique. We need to educate our people in these techniques of how they can calm their mind, how they can think and respond. I am not saying you should always turn the other cheek and keep getting slaps all the time. that is not the thing. But even if you want to slap someone back, you have to sit and think and respond it properly. Because sometimes if you try to slap and the person has moved away, the slap gets onto your own cheek. That is what happens most of the time if you are reactive. So, forgiveness is a virtue, no doubt. But response also is a virtue. And responding to injustice, standing up to injustice is also essential. And that should be done with non-violence, with ahimsa. That's where these principles, ancient principles of ahimsa, non-violence, comes to the forefront.
First of all, we'd like to welcome you in Palestine on behalf of everybody. My question is very simple. Before coming to the question, I would like to point out two issues. Number one, the capability of the Palestinian people of adapting and accepting the counterpart, whereby on the other side they have the problem of accepting us as Palestinians living in this land. Now the other issue of forgiveness, when the political summit took the decision of going into peace, we all agreed to put bygones, let bygones be bygones, but not on the counterpart. We passed through the humiliation, as I've shown you, the walls and how beautiful they look, just dividing people and families into two, a similarity of Berlin Wall.
So you have to bring this principle of non-violence to the other side as well, definitely. So I have been there first, and then I am coming here. I know the response, you know, a third party alone can do this work. Like India can play a role in bringing this to, because it's lack of trust on either side, and the blame game continues, and it's continuing from so many years, right, decades. Somewhere we have to put a stop and start a new beginning, and someone on whom everybody has faith.
You are talking about forgiveness. That is a very nice thing. You said that it's not good to slap anybody. But
can you speak into the mic, please?
Yes. I want to ask a question. If somebody come and put his hand on your home, do you think you can forgive him, or you have to do what you have to do to take him out of your home? That's the question.
In life, you have to have a combination. Sometimes when your son, your daughter, your children do some mistake, don't you forgive them? You do. When your neighbor When your neighbor does something wrong, don't you forgive them? You do. When you do a mistake, don't you forgive yourself? Yes. You need forgiveness is a virtue. But forgiveness is not to be misunderstood for cowardice. This is what I'm saying. When cowardice is... So forgiveness has its value. At the same time, you have to protect yourself. You have to take action. A robber comes and tries to steal, you can't say, I forgive the robber. You have to stand. But when you stand up, see that you have the strength. And that inner strength comes to you from being calm and centered. Do you understand what I'm saying? If a robber has come, you say, oh, robber has come, robber has come. If you get so jittery, agitative, then you lose the strength, you become weaker. But you say, oh, robber has said, I am going to deal with it. So when you have that inner calmness, then you have the strength, you get the ideas, you get very sharp in your plans to do what you want to do.
I have a very specific question. It has been on my mind for so long. Does the art of living bring any education about to the occupying forces, about their occupation, their injustice towards Palestinians? It's a very specific question, and it may be seen as a political question, but I have curiosity about this. Does the art of living bring any education about ending the occupation to the occupying forces that are here, and about their injustices towards Palestinians?
Art of living mainly kindles the human values. If a human value is kindled, nobody can do injustice. It's an indirect way of bringing justice, that is kindling the human values, making a person more kind, sensitive and just. Then naturally justice alone will come from them. They will start thinking from a sense of, oh, they also belong to me. You know? That broadening vision, broadening mind, bringing wisdom into life is what art of living is focused on. But if tomorrow I am saying, you are doing wrong and you are doing wrong and this is what you should do, this is what, nobody is going to listen, everybody will fly away. But what I am saying, you think on your own, but think from your heart. Know that everybody is a human being. Let not tear come from any eyes. Let there be smile on every face. Our life is short on this planet. This is not here to kill each other, grab from each other. Life is worth when we contribute to each other's life. Life is worth living when we wipe the tears and bring smiles on the faces of the people. This has been my message.
Values within the global community. The Art of Living Foundation is a non-governmental organization. Projects and educational programs are carried out by the foundation in over 140 countries. The organization works in a special consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, participating in a variety of committees and activities relating to health and conflict resolution. In a world feeding on intolerance, insecurity, doubt, and conflict, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar leads the way in extending invitation
He's made most of the arrangements here, and we want Imran, our teacher from Ramallah. Nice to meet you here.
Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. Sri Sri is a guru whose touch is personal. He maintains
and unitedly we can work to achieve our goals. One is our personal goal, one is our societal goal, social goal. Together, the goal of a society, country, nation. And one is a personal goal when whatever you want to achieve. These two goals need some inner strength, inner power. And that's what we are doing now, teaching the breathing technique. What I see in Iraq after the disaster there, the war, so many thousands of people.
Of friendship and peace. His unrelenting commitment to building bridges between estranged communities and helping people overcome traumas of conflict paves the way to mutual trust and lasting peace. Let us all welcome our special guest.
You know, our main thing is how we can develop ourselves. If there is peace within, then we can create peace outside. So our mind, we need to go deep in, create peace and discover the power of our thought. You know, how our thought can be powerful and how our action can be focused.
Means that we are here to develop the individual who in turn develop the society as a whole. His compassion, joy, love, wisdom and playfulness has given a whole new dimension to spirituality. In 1982, he began teaching a powerful yet simple breathing technique that eliminates stress and brings one completely to the present moment. Sri Sri Ravi Shankar is the founder of the Art of Living Foundation, a non-profit educational and humanitarian organization committed to creating peace at the level of the individual and fostering human